All righty, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to this week's episode of BlueSync. This week we are going to be covering kind of doing some advertising with the luxury magazine and how to input that into both a Moxi website page and then also adding some elements of it into a Moxi presentation as well. So if you guys have any questions as we go along, feel free to type them in the chat or unmute and ask, and I will try my best to watch out for those. So I have most of the tabs already open just to save us from slow loading times, but of course I'm going to click on my Moxi work square since we're going to be primarily working in Moxi here. And once I click there, that's going to open me up into my main profile account into Moxi. And I'm going to start out today by showing you guys how to access the luxury magazine through the website. So I'm going to click on my website up across the top here. And now that I've opened up into my website admin tool, we know this is where we can make any changes to our website that is provided by the company, makes things really easy and quick. Today, we're going to be focusing on the site pages section. So you can either go through this list and find the site pages, which is right here kind of in the middle, or you can go over on this left-hand navigation and just click on where it says site pages. And this is going to open you up into basically the full bones of the website. So this is going to have any pages that are hidden or active on your website that people view as they visit it from the internet. And today we are going to be adding a new page specifically designated towards our lovely luxury magazine. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add New up at the very top next to where it says All Pages. From here, I'm going to get a little box that pops up and there's going to be a drop down. It might be on one of these other options. Just make sure that you do click the custom page option and then hit submit. And once we do that, it is going to open us up into where we can now give that name a title and then start to actually work on it. So this is going to be the name that does appear on the menu tab up across the top of the website. So we want to make sure that this is something that we want people visiting the website to see and understand. So I will just title it Luxury Magazine. Once I have that added in there, I'm actually going to click on this Builder tab here. So if you look, it's kind of grayed out until you hover over it. So we're automatically in the text editor and that Builder tab is kind of grayed out next to it. I'm going to hover over it and click. It might ask you if you want to leave the site. You're going to click Leave. I know that can sometimes be a scary button to click when you're working on stuff, but we do want to click it in this instance. And from here, we are going to be into the real backbones of a web page. So this is going to be where you can kind of do any kind of custom content here. It does take a little bit of knowledge to build out a full page like this, but the Schmidt family of companies has made it really easy to add in that luxury magazine with little skill needed. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to find this HTML option right here, and I'm just going to click it and drag it over here into this box. Now from here, we're going to have this little pop-up box that comes up. And what we're going to do now is go over to schmidtresources.com, the new and improved. We all love it, I'm sure. I have it open already over here across my tabs, but again, schmidtresources.com. And then we are going to click in this far right technology square. This is going to open us up into all of our technology tools. And if you scroll down a little bit on that left-hand side, there is a button for Moxi Works. We're going to click into there. And then we're going to scroll down towards the bottom. You're going to see an option for embed codes. So these look like total garbly gunk to me, but they do their job. So we have had the marketing team actually make these available to us so we can embed the luxury magazine, the blue book, all of this other stuff directly into our websites, which is super helpful. So I'm going to find the one, which luckily for us, it's the first one that says embedding the luxury magazine. And all that I'm going to do is copy this whole little bit of text right under that. So I'm going to copy it and then go back over to my site page editor up here across the top that says luxury magazine. And I'm just going to paste that into this box. And you'll see it kind of works in the background here. And then I'm going to hit save. So that kind of locks that code in. And this will be an interactive page. It won't let you click on it here in the page builder, but you will be able to in the actual website. So now that this is back here, I'm going to click the blue done button up in the upper right-hand corner. And as we know, whenever we click that done button, we have a few options. We can either discard the page if we don't like it, we don't want it. We can save it as a draft if maybe we don't want to have it published onto our website just yet, or we can go ahead and hit that blue publish button, which I'm going to do. Okay, so now it's going to give us a little preview here of what this page is going to look like. So as I said, it's fully clickable and has the full magazine in here. You can even navigate through the different pages. You can make it zoom in or out. So it's the full functionality of the online magazine, which is very, very helpful. So this is popped in, as you can see, as a menu link up across the top towards the very right. Now, maybe if you wanted to move that around and not have it in that specific position on your web page, if we go back to our admin home up across the top on the very, very left, and we go back into our site pages on that left-hand navigation. And then, like I said, this is going to be the bones of the page. So if we look for the page in here that is labeled luxury magazine or whatever you named it, it's down here at the very bottom. We can, of course, drag and drop that wherever we want it to show up. So if you want it to maybe be closer to kind of the front of your navigation menu, you can drag and drop it wherever you would like. And then always make sure you hit that blue publish button in the very bottom right-hand corner. That's what's going to save all your changes and make them visible to anyone who would be visiting from the internet. All right, let's see if I have any questions on that part. Brenda asks, how was that link created after you entered the luxury magazine title auto, or did you create it? So are you talking about the link that I copied from the Schmidt Resources website, Brenda? I'm assuming so. So this is just an exact copy of that iframe code, that embed code, that then goes into the HTML option in that web page builder, which then allows us to just pop that luxury magazine right in. So we have all the work kind of done for you. When you entered the title, a link popped into the box right below. Might need to circle back to that at the end. I'll follow back up on that one, Brenda. Okay, so now that I have covered kind of the basics of adding in the luxury magazine to the website, I'm going to show you a couple options that you can enter some global luxury content into your presentations. So I'm going to leave that open so I can come back to it later, but I'm going to go back to my Moxi screen, and then I'm going to click into present. Nope, sorry, never mind, actually. No, this will work. This will be fine. Okay, so we are going to create a new presentation. I'm going to click that create new button up across the top right hand. I was a little bit hesitant because I forgot that some functionality is not available if you don't have an MLS number. or an MLS ID set up with your account, but this does not require one. So I'm just fine in my account. So I'm going to click a seller presentation. It doesn't matter what you choose here. I'm just kind of going through the motions to kind of create a presentation to kind of dummy play with. Give it a name, hit create. Okay, so now that we have this presentation kind of created, of course, in the real world, you would be building this whole thing out, putting in, your comps, doing all of that kind of stuff. I'm really just going to focus on how you would pull in those pages to the presentation. So I'm going to skip to the very last page here where it says pages and has a number 12 next to it. I'm just going to click there. And this is going to pull up kind of that basic summary of all of the pages that are included with the seller presentation. And in order to add in extra pages, we're going to click that Add Page button up at the top of that left-hand panel there. And it's going to give us two options, Add from Library and then Create New. We're going to choose the Add from Library. And as you can see, the first thing that it's going to open again is just a copy of all those pages that are already selected in this report, which you can remove any of them if you would like to. But to add in any of those specific brokerage pages, we're going to click down here underneath custom pages where it says brokerage. And I will say I noticed this morning. I'm not exactly sure why, but I feel like there was usually a luxury magazine option here. It is not here anymore. But we can still add in and have some luxury content available in our presentation. So we're going to go down to the Coldwell Banker parent company. And if you see here, there is two options for a global luxury seller and a global luxury buyer. I selected a seller campaign, so I'm going to click into the luxury seller. And these are just going to be some kind of targeted pages specifically towards global luxury. So these are really, really great if you are creating a presentation that is going to be geared towards a luxury property or a luxury client. These really focus in on kind of all of that good stuff that we love about luxury, why we have it, how successful it is. So these are all pages that you can click on to preview and then simply add to your presentation. So for example, we have a success by the numbers page. I'm going to click on it so I can preview it. And you can see here, it's a little bit small over here on the right-hand side, but again, just really good basic marketing pages to include in a presentation that you are wanting to create for a luxury client. There's a variety of pages. I'm not going to click through all of these, but they do have some really, really good key points that are definitely very gripping for people that are wanting to either list or buy a luxury property, kind of going over what all we offer to kind of tailor to their needs and make sure that their property is going to get the best exposure, the best, top dollar number, all of that good stuff. So if we find pages in here that we want to add, we're just going to click this blue add button over to the right-hand side. You can see a little thing comes up that says page added to presentation. Now I'm going to go back to my pages up here at the top. Now it says 13. And you can see it dropped in that new page right here at the very beginning. But again, I can drop this and kind of reorganize these pages however I want. Now, like I said, I didn't take any time to build out this presentation or anything. This is simply just to show you an example of where you can find some of those pages and how you can kind of maneuver them within a presentation. But you can reorder this however you want. You can add in as many or as few of those pages as you like, but they are a really, really good option to utilize to just kind of make your presentation have a little bit of extra oomph to it and kind of stand out among others with some of those really important market stats and all of that kind of good stuff. And check the chat box again. Does anyone have any questions on that? If not, then thank you for joining me today. I'm going to circle back to Brenda's question regarding the page title that we were working on in the Moxi website. So if you are not interested in hearing about that, then you guys are welcome to jump off. Thank you for joining me today.